Hey, what's going on, guys? Sorry for being away for about a week, but let's get to a bill search. We'll go through a bunch of change I've had from the register at the shop and see if we can find anything worth more than face value. All right, let's get to another bill search, starting off with an absolutely trashed, beat up 2013 $5 note. So I'm looking for patterns in the serial number, misprints on the note. Now, damage like this to a note is, of course, going to make it harder to see anything collectible if it's going to be smaller or stuff to do with the ink and printing of the bill, just because you can tell that this note's been wet at some point. It's all thinned out. You can tell from the wrinkling in the note, just since you can't actually touch it, and just the general damage to the note. So if it were collectible, that would detract from value, of course, just like any collectible. Trading cards, comic books, vinyls, pretty much anything. Nothing in the serial number. This is a few series after the redesigns in the early 2000s for $5 notes, as well as a few other denominations of US currency, as I knock over my camera almost. On the back, really cool depiction of Lincoln Memorial. Really fun building to see in person. Nothing on there, though. Nice beat up Washington. He's almost faded all the way out. As you can see, it kind of gives an ode to the printing process. It's a three-phase process for US currency. It's an intaglio process is what it's called, where some things are printed on the note, some things in the note. And you can kind of see this with a deterioration of the graphics of the note, whereas the seals and serial numbers rather, on the note are pretty easily read. They're still nice and bright in comparison to the actual depictions on the note, due to them being the most important portions of the banknote. Back of the note has the unfinished pyramid with the all-seeing eye, and then Novus Ordo Seclorum and the Roman numerals for 1776, as well as the other portion of the seal, depicting a bunch of things having to do with the number 13. A little bit of faded print, but that's probably damage on the Roman numerals, and same dealio here with this line. You can tell this has been folded. So real beat up. I'll go a little quicker. I just wanted to kind of cover some stuff if you're new to the channel. A little bit better condition, $1 note, 2017. Huge run in those. You know, star notes are good to look for. Broken ladders. Things called birthday notes or date notes are really collected, which is like May 3rd, 1989, 0503, 1989, or things that would be someone's birthday or historically important date. Nothing on the back of that one. 2013 series, also a really big run. Nothing really jumping out there. Looks like just a bunch of 1s and 5s from the old register / wallet this time around. Yeah, super beat up. We thought that first one was trash. This thing is beyond its lifespan, so to speak. It's all tore up, about to come in half. Nothing in the serial number. 2009 series. Back of the note. Hard to tell if there's any misprints or anything going on due to the pure damage to the note, so we'll just kind of move on. Hey, little star note action. Spoke it into existence from earlier. This one's really beat up, though. As you can see, it's been folded, it's been kept. A lot of people, like twos, like to hold on to star notes for good luck and stuff like that. Now, at the end of this video, I'll go to a website I like to use, and I will input this and see if anything collectible is with this star note. It'll give us a little more information about this specific serial number replacement note. And the interesting thing is the serial number here is probably not the one of the note that it replaced, but I really like star notes. This one's super beat up, so I actually probably won't hold on to it other than for the video and to show you how to look them up at the end, so I'll set that aside. This is cool. 4545. A little messed up at the end there. Would have been cool to have repetitious 4-5 all the way through. That would have been a nice binary note with just two numbers in the serial number. Sorry. Those are really collectible. A lot of people like binaries. A true binary is going to be ones and zeros like computer code. Back is that Lincoln Memorial depiction. A lot better look than the ones we've seen so far, since this one's in, well, quote unquote, better condition, although really beat up. It's not been a good day for the life of fives for us. Poor fives. Moving on. 2017 Series $1 notes. So another one of those 2017. Really large run. And nothing really jumping out on the front of the note. My neighbor's dog has just been having the time of his life. Sometimes you just wish you were the life of a pet, right? He is the most spoiled dog of all time. They're now having a birthday party for him, so I can't be mad. He is just living it up. 783 71634. Nothing in the serial number. Kind of neat. Although this isn't one, just while it's got a bunch of zeros in the front, although this 5 is up here in the very front, keep an eye out for low serial numbers, which I personally like to collect ones with 4 or more zeros, preferably 5 zeros in the serial number, but 4 is really good. On the converse of that would be really high serial numbers, generally starting with a few 9s to them, if not a little bit different numbers. You'll have to reference the amount of notes that were printed in that series run, which I'll show you at the end of this video how to do. But those can be pretty valuable too to the right collector. This one's probably the best condition one, although it's a little folded up, but has some good life to it. Nothing on the back. Getting down there about halfway through. Good repetition of 5s and 3s going on, but nothing too stellar. 2013 series. This is kind of a weird printed, little bit of overprinting going on the 4s. As you can see, not so much on this side. So they got kind of over-inked here. But unless they're really splotchy, I wouldn't say they're super valuable. But I have seen some over-ink $1 notes from 2013 and 2017 go for 20, 30 bucks in a few different Facebook coin groups that I'm a part of. Double 9s in the middle there, 2017. This one's got highlighter on it. It's got some, we won't wonder what this brown substance is. Another free gift from the previous owner. And pretty beat up on the back, so hard to tell if anything's collectible there. Slightly shifted print up and to the left, but unless you're sitting off the margins, it's not going to be a misprint. Or considered a misprint, rather. This one's also been wet at some point, super thinned out towards the end of its life. And a little too damaged to tell if anything's going on. Almost something in the serial number. Lots of 8s, lots of zeros, but that 1 and 7 get in there, kind of messing up for a binary or a trinary note. Trinaries can be pretty collectible as well. Now, I like the double L's on each side. That's our San Francisco, California Federal Reserve seal and letter. But definitely kind of cool. It would have been good to have a repeater in here. It would have been really valuable, but not so much. And nothing on the back. Last couple of notes. Bunch of 7s, bunch of 5s, double 6s in the middle. Pretty cool, but not collectible enough for me. Other than this little fold, it is the best $1 note we've had so far. Little bit of wet ink transfer here. Kind of looks like a thumbprint. Or a press through from just getting printed, an excess ink or so. You can kind of see the coat of Washington through the back there, but nothing going on. Last but not least, a $5 note. My favorite design of 5s, other than really old ones. Nothing in the serial number. Little bit of excess ink going on here, and then missing some ink on that 9 on the end. Yeah, a little bit of Sharpie or something going on here. And nothing else jumping out. So, what did we hold on to? Little $1 star note. I'm not going to hold on to it for collectability or anything. It's too beat up to really get a bunch of value. But let's look up the star note serial number here on a website I like to use and see what extra information we can find. Let's check it out. All right, so let's jump over to My Currency Collection and use their star note lookup. I've put the serial number in, and this will show us that the run size is 3.2 million. and give a little bit of information about that. It'll also tell me what type of replacement note, if it's a regular note or not. And then it'll, of course, tell me how many were printed. Of course, a smaller number generally means this will be a little more rare, but there are duplicate star notes, and those can be worth a good value as well. This one seems to be more of a regular replacement note, and therefore doesn't have a ton of extra value, probably a few bucks if it was in great condition.